I am going to be making some mushroom onion tarts in a puff pastry. So let's get going. First thing you need to do is preheat your oven. We're going to preheat this oven to 400. Got it? Okay. Next thing we're going to do is get out our puff pastry, put it on some parchment paper. Always make sure your puff pastry is thawed before you open it up, or it will crack. Okay, we're gonna let this sit here for a while. I like to cook this with a stainless steel pan on a medium heat. Then we add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Then we take 1 large onion, preferably a Vidalia or sweet onion, and I'm going to cut it. And I do it the easy way and put it in my food processor. So I have my food processor here. Put the onion in it. Very important to know that when you're putting in something that has water in it, as onion does, that you want to pulse it. Pulsing means pushing it on, letting it go, pushing it on again, letting it go. You do that until it's all grinded up, but you don't have the water in it. Very important. I'm gonna see how this looks. Looks like it's all chopped to me. So we're gonna go ahead and put the onion right in the frying pan. We're gonna caramelize the onion for approximately 15 to 20 minutes. And then you wanna make sure that you're scraping all the brown bits off the bottom, because that's where you get your flavor also. Okay, so now it's very important that you take your mushrooms and you wipe them with a paper towel. You don't want to get them wet, they will turn brown. Get all the dirt off with the paper towel. Okay, mushrooms are done. So then we want to start chopping them. It doesn't matter how you chop them, they always cook down. And you cook that for about 10 more minutes until the mushrooms are all cooked down. So you just keep stirring until it's all blended together. So we'll let this cook, and we'll let it cook down, and then I'll come back and show you when it's all cooked down what we do with it then. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a tablespoon of garlic. You can use real garlic if you'd like. I think this garlic in the jar or the plastic is just as fine. There it goes. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some fresh thyme, about a tablespoon. So this is how I take the thyme off the stems. I find this is the best way to get the leaves off the thyme stems. Okay, we got about a tablespoon here. Always remember to use fresh thyme. I'm going to add it right into my pot. And now what we're going to do is we're going to turn up the heat, because I'm going to add wine. I'm going to add some white wine. It doesn't matter what kind of wine you use, as long as it's a white wine. I just happen to have a Riesling. I suggest buying the cheapest wine. So we're going to turn this up, because once we put the wine into it, the wine alcohol content is going to boil out, but it's going to leave the flavor of the wine in with the tarts. I think this is probably ready to go, so I'm going to grab my wine. I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of wine. So what I do then is about if 1/4 cup, you just want to go around the perimeter of your pan. And that right there is probably about 1/4 cup. Turn it up. Now it's going to simmer, and then it's going to start boiling that alcohol content out that we talked about, and you're just going to get the wine flavor, but no alcohol. So for people that are really afraid to use wine while they're cooking, don't be. Okay, so now this is completely done. We're going to shut this off, and we're going to take it off the heat. Let it cool for a little bit, and then we're going to get to our puff pastry. Now this has been sitting out. When you open it up, there's little creases in it, so you must make sure that you pat it all out. And I have here with me, this is just a simple glass. It's about 2 inches round, and this is how I'm going to carve out my tarts. Take the pastry off, the remaining pastry. If you would like to do more, you can roll out the remaining puff pastry and simply put your glass back on and roll more out. Okay, now what we're going to do to fill them in, it's very important to cut the sides of the puff pastry at each end. So I'm just going to make about a 1/4 inch slit in all the sides. Okay, this is what it ends up looking like. That is the filling for your tarts. Simply bring it over. You probably put it in a bowl, but I'm good with this. It's cooled down. It's workable. Just gonna take a little bit. Fill in the inside of the tart. And you probably want to do this until you can find the lines that you have there on your tart. And then that's when you know that you are all done filling the tarts. So then the next thing we're going to do to finish the tarts off, before we put them in the oven, we have to put egg wash around the tarts so that they'll fold up and they'll puff up. So 1 egg, just scramble it up. Done with that. Get your pastry brush, and all you want to do is coat the egg wash to the sides of the tarts. Make sure you get all the sides of the tarts covered in the wash. Now I like to put some cheese on it, so I'm going to go ahead and get my Swiss cheese, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of Swiss cheese on them before I put them in the oven. You just need very little. Now I think I like to put parsley on them too as well. I think that's probably enough. We'll sprinkle it on here. Now they are ready to go in the oven. We're going to be putting these in the oven for approximately 20 minutes. They're going to fold up and turn golden brown. So we will come back in about 20 minutes and check our tarts. Okay, we're back, and I think I'm going to check on my tarts now because I do believe they're done. And they are. Nice golden brown tarts. Oh, these look yummy. And there you have some perfect mushroom and onion tarts. Very, very good. And there you have perfect mushroom and onion tarts.